Howdy folks, welcome in. Can you hear me okay? Just give me a little nod if you can. Just tell me if the vision and sound is okay. Audio and video okay. Thank you, Ivo. Brilliant. So welcome, Ivo. Martin, James, our Canadian brother. Glad to hear you're okay, James. Who else do we have? Dino. Super. Right. Digger Evans, Model Railway. And Graham, afternoon from the NEC. So Graham's at the NEC. How about that? So nice to see you popping in from such a prestigious event. Let's catch up. What am I running today? Today I said I would run the LMS Coronation, which is just zipping past me there, with a suitable train of coaches. That one's doing very well. On the other track, I've got City of Nottingham, which is another Duchess type locomotive, which will come in around this way. Right there. That's a weathered example in British Rail Maroon, and the very man himself, Anthony Dodge. As you can see, the Coronation, the streamlined Coronation, is zipping past me in the background. I'll give you a close-up of that as we come around. It is actually named Coronation, and it is number 6220 in the LMS. What would you call that? LMS Crimson? It definitely does look like crimson. A maroon colour. Jean Ricard, welcome in. Nice to see you. And Paul from Wolfset Scenics. Here is the City of Nottingham. Again, another Duchess class. This one is a weathered variety. It became factory weathered. I did want one pristine, but it was the only one they had. It was 80 odd pound, and I thought, gotta have that. Both of these models date from the early 2000s. They're some of Hornby's finest, let's put it that way. I don't know why they decided to reinvent the wheel. They obviously wanted to bring it up to the other cut corner locomotives that they do these days. Both of these have got swinging pony wheel under the cab. The way the real thing had it, all of the Staniers had a floating back axle rather than a car taxi axle that the LNER had. I think once Hornby decided to go the way they did with the flangeless wheel, they decided to do it across all models because for them it was easier to produce. An actual wheel there, yes, an actual wheel with an actual flange that actually works. So, yeah. So, like most modelers, I tend to, if I'm looking at a model that Hornby have produced, I'll go backwards and look at what they did around about the turn of the millennia. So I know it's strange, but they had a point to prove in the year 1999, 2000, when they moved all of their production to China. And they really wanted to prove the point that, yes, we can produce models. And, of course, they came out with Clan Line, which is a bullied Pacific. And it was superb, fabulous, great detail, great paint. The mechanism was fabulous. It had a 5-pole mode skew worm motor. It was brilliant. Yes, an actual wheel there, Ivo, yeah. So when I go looking for these type of models, that's the kind of thing I look for. I tend to regress a bit back to what Hornby have already done and proved. So rather than reinvent the wheel like they've done with their LMS Black 5, I tend to go for the ones they've produced around the turn of the millennia. 2000 to 2009 was the sweet spot for Hornby. They obviously did a few howlers in that time, but as you can see, these ones are running quite well, touch wood. Of course, these are both DC. Too tired to type all the names, apologies. Very short night, as some may know. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what you were up to, Anthony. I think it might have been family related. But welcome in. It's great to see you here. The king of the rhomboid tablers. So I am quite happy to be a humble knight. Here is my beverage of choice, which is a coffee. Yeah, there is definitely something in the cup. So cheers, everybody. Nice to see you, Graham, from the NEC. Cheers. Yes, as you can see in the background about there, I did leave all the silver stock on so I can do a little change round if we deem it necessary. Joyce was in hospital, yes. Yes, I know Joyce had a terrible, terrible cough. Very chesty, phlegm. It did sound rather nasty. In the hospital much as yesterday, got home at 2 a.m. I'm sorry to hear that, Anthony. Wish Joyce the best for me. It did sound quite bad, actually. And for Joyce to leave a live stream, which I remember now, yeah, that was very odd. So she must have been feeling very, very under the weather. So let me just sort out my glasses. There we go. Weather today, blooming cold. I've got the little paraffin heater working down here. I've done a live stream this morning of the show. If anybody wants to see a few bits of the show, okay, I'll catch up with that, Graham, after I've done the live stream. Yeah, hope Joyce is okay. I did that trip last week. Yeah, I know James has been down to the hospital. James is, for those that don't know, James's blood sugar level went down to something like 2.3, which triggered off a seizure, and his heart rate was going 10 to the dozen. So it was a trip to the hospital. As James would say, there's still more tests to be done to get to the bottom of it. But I'm glad to see you're feeling better, James. I'm glad you're at home and working on the layout, as all good modelers should. So yes, it's been a bit of a strange week. Lots of wind and rain and all the nasty stuff that goes with the end of April. They say never cast a clout until May is out, and boy, oh boy. We've got Hi in. Hello, Hi, from the Dutch Netherlands. Good to see you as always. Up with the clock at 6 o'clock. Well, hey. Yes, so it's been a bit of a strange week. Didn't do much on the layout at all. Just did a little bit of tidying here and there. A little bit of dusting, a bit of light maintenance, if you like. And there's Digger. Shedmouth Junction has just got a shelf layout update. And I noticed that I got bombed out a couple of times via the PC because it said, oh, you've run out of memory. And I know full well I've got 8 gigabits worth of memory cards in here. So I'm not sure what's going on there. And last Sunday, the PC just froze. There's nothing I could do with it. No sign of the mouse and wasn't moving. 8 gigabit is nothing nowadays. Yeah, I think that's probably the problem. I think probably technology is moving past me in the approximate year that I've had this PC. Andy, I'm working on the yard. Need more track. James, you can never have enough track. I know you're using Walther's track. I know you tried Pico, but the two weren't compatible and decided to go with Walther's. Yeah, good choice. Just running 32 gigabits here for already 2 builds. Yeah, this one was an off-the-shelf PC. It was fairly small. It was a dining room table plonk on, really. It's just a matter of what was I going to do with the PC when I bought it, and it was really for just social media, watching social media. At the time I didn't have any delusions of doing live streams like this. If I had, I perhaps would have spent a little more money and got a slightly better machine. My streaming PC has 20 gigabit running. Yeah. I bought what I thought was good enough for what I intended to use it for. And as all things in life, things overtake you. So this certainly did. So that's why I don't use streaming software with it, which would slow down the PC even more. It's just straight to YouTube. But even now, that's obviously running somewhat close to its limits. And I think with Windows 11 around the corner, because sooner or later they're just going to do away with Windows 10 and that will be your lot. At some stage, I'm going to have to move this on to Windows 11 and see how it copes with that. Probably not well, but we'll see. And then I'll take it from there. If I have to trade it in and get a slightly upgraded PC, then I will. Are using some sections of Atlas track between the turnouts. James, I'm surprised at you mixing track like that. That can be fraught with danger, you know it. Windows 11, no. Well, there's no choice, really, is there? If you're going to have a Microsoft product. Hi, Tony. You've got Windows 11 on nothing. So, sorry, the signal just changed over there and it just diverted my attention. Sorry about that. I'm on Windows 10. Yes, so am I. But I don't want to run a conspiracy theory. But I got a feeling that Windows slowed 10 down a bit to make 11 a bit more attractive looking. Maybe, maybe not. Atlas made pre-made 2-inch sections. Oh, okay. That's fair enough. So that's about that big. Who else did I saw Curly Express. That's Dwight Curly. Are you doing your usual live stream tonight, Dwight? That rhymed. Sorry about that. Windows 11 is quicker. There's certain CPU instructions that are not supported on 10. Okay. Right. Enough technical blah, blah, blah for now. Yeah. Let's stick to the train, shall we? Right. Would you like to see the Coronation in all its glory, doing its stuff? Helps with yard spacing. Yeah, I'm digging it, James. I am. This was built mostly with Pico Streamline Flex Track. On parts which I wanted to be dead straight, I did use Sunset Track. But then, same company, very similar products. It's just that one's very stiff, one's very flexible. Computers stuff is what brings the money in. Yes, in your case, Ivo, yes, it very much is. and probably in High's case as well. I think High works in that kind of an industry. And I believe High said that he was going to be over in England in the last week of May, obviously for business, and he's going to be in the Bedfordshire area. Now, Bedford's about 25 miles away, so it may well be possible that when High's not working, I can shoot across there on the motorbike and meet up with High, because there's nothing like meeting somebody in person, particularly if you imagine me as 6'4", and then so you start looking up, and then all of a sudden you think, oh, he's not 6'4", he's down there, he's 5'4". That's life. And I'm happy to go along with whatever life throws at me. Preset sections, added feeders, and extra section yard ladder. Yard ladder? You might have to explain that one, James. That's correct. Between the 27th and the 31st of May, we'll be in Bedford. Bedford, as you know, is would you call it the capital city of Bedfordshire? It's probably the prime town. Obviously, that's where the name comes from. The Closet Branch. Hello there. Eating hot dogs is satisfying. Oh, dear, dear. But watching Andy's live stream is more satisfying. All I want to say is hello. Well, that's very kind of you, and thank you very much, and you're welcome. Welcome in. Yeah, so it'd be great to see High, meet him in person, shake the old hands as a knuckle dusters clank together. The turnouts at end of the yard are the ladder. The turnouts at the end of the yard are the ladder. Oh, okay. It's a terminology thing. Okay, I'll try and remember that, James. You can, if you're doing your live stream on Monday night, if you could demonstrate that at the time and say, look, this is the ladder. Yeah, climb the ladder type of thing. Tim Maslin, I got to meet John JMC yesterday. His layout's great. It is. It's very good. And if you like prototypical, John JMC might well be your man, because all of the sounds match his locos exactly. For DTC sound, it's very difficult to hold a candle to him. It really is. He's very, very good at what he does. Yes, I am. We'll show you. Excellent. Thank you. Right. I'm going to move the Jean Ricard. Andy, after watching your streams and especially the background, a question rises: are you into horses and porcelain? Horses, not so much. Porcelain, however, I very much like the old Wedgwood Jasper type of porcelain, which is like a powder blue. I think they also did powder greens as well. So yeah, I do have a very slight liking of porcelain. But that's as far as it goes. I can't see what clues there would be in here to make you think that way. But, you know, especially the background, a question rising of horses and porcelain. The reason I got the background, Jean, is because the trees are effectively dark. I wanted something dark in the background to show up the smoke units that I use. So really it was for the smoke effect. If you have a fairly dark background and it's not all sky blue, it shows up the smoke that much better, because the smoke obviously comes out very light and white, and I wanted a contrast. Hello, Sean. It's nice to see you. And who are we got? Kyle Stevens. Hello, Kyle. Nice to see you as well. What am I running today? I'm running an LMS Coronation. I'll show you in a minute when we get down to trackside. And also a Duchess, which is just sitting away over there. They're the same class of engine. It's just that one of them has got the streamlining on it, and I'll show you that right now. Are you doing DC or DCC today, Andy? It's DC. The Coronation belonged to my father, who is now sadly no longer with us, but his train lives on. It's still running exceptionally well. He did maintain his locomotives really very well. So this is an heirloom that I am happy to operate. It's just that I catch myself sometimes, thinking back and oh dear, I've lost my dad, and you know what it's like. Anyway, I'm going to get down to track level, and you should be able to see it in all its glory. Tell you what, if I can move the camera across this side, it might be a little better lit. So let me just grab the camera and I'll drag it across. Forgive me a second. Right, here we go. That's a little too high. There's the Coronation. Does the Coronation set come with close couple of shafts? No, it predates that, Ivo. These have just got the big D couplings, which are tension locks. I think only the locomotive has got a NEM socket. The rest are just generic tension locks. Yeah, I think that's correct. Yeah, classic lines. I'll just slow it down a little bit as it comes past. There we go. What's the oldest locomotive I own? And how old is it? Yeah, Ivo, you've got to remember this was from around about the year 2000, and Hornby were traversing from a big tension lock coupling to NEM sockets at the time. And whilst they were doing that, they were also producing in China for the first time and trying to prove a point. So there was lots of things happening at the same time. Yeah, it must have been difficult for them, but they did quite well with it. Tony Northeastern. Hello, Tony. How do you fancy? There's a city of Nottingham going past and a Coronation. And I believe I see Colin from Woodthorpe International. Hello, Colin. And Tony. I need to get moving, breakfast, and get ready for mass. Have a great day. Thanks for coming, James. Always a pleasure to see you. I'm glad you're feeling better. And try not to overdo it, huh? I'm stood in between Donegal Dad and Lord Al. How about that? Well, Graham, can you say hello to both of them from me? Obviously, you've probably got something much better to look at than my tiny little layout. But I hope you're all doing well. And say hello to the guys for me. Yeah, we've got a brilliant community with brilliant guys in it, and gals, of course. There's the Coronation for you. Model trainer aficionado Chris. Hello, Chris. Nice to see you. Welcome in, as they say. Right, I'll just speed her up a bit because she is a bit pedestrian. This is a little more the kind of speed that it would be attaining, being a crack express. Yeah, that's the Duchess class in its original format, unstreamlined. This one coming around was the streamlined job that the LMS done on theirs. I'm running that really for Anthony Dodge. He did say that he was a particular fan of this and saw the real thing at York. So the least I could do was run the Coronation for him in tribute to our great friend Anthony Dodge. Uh-oh, Sean's got the lurgy. I'm sorry to hear that, Sean. I'd say grab a Lemsip, try and keep the symptoms under control, and stay in the warm, Sean, if you can. Yeah, very much liking what you've been doing on your layout, Sean. You do it so fast, it's incredible. You know, if I worked at the same rate that Sean works, I think personally for me it would look a mess because I can't do speed and accuracy at the same time. I just have to concentrate and take my time. But Sean's got the happy knack of creating something in 5 minutes, which looks like it's taken him 5 hours. A hot toddy. What the hell is a hot toddy? Right, it's got whiskey in it. A hot toddy, I think, is whiskey and honey, I believe. Maybe a little bit of ginger in that as well. But that's a hot toddy. A brandy or a whiskey? Yeah. Thanks, Colin. Under what rules does the making tracks count as the longest layout? It's the longest mobile layout, Ivo. That was the record that they went for at 208 feet, I believe. It's the longest mobile layout, not just simply the longest. Yeah, that's the rules. That's the rules they were running to, and from what I understand, they were successful. It sounds like Tony's had a placing of it as well. Sorry to hear that, Tony. I worked as quick as Sean. I'd have nothing to do as the layout would have been finished years ago. Yeah, that's right. But if you look at what Sean's done, even under close scrutiny, I mean, it really looks good. Because obviously Sean's working in end scale, and all of the grass, and particularly what he's done with the fencing, It looks great. It's simply sublime. They're driving trains into the back of each other. Oh dear, that don't sound too good. Got the world's record for the longest portable railway. Yeah. This is what he's going around, and with young ones in the house, still at school, they bring it all back to share. Yeah. Yeah, believe it or not, Sean's not exactly taking his time. No, you're probably not, but what you are doing looks real quality. And if you can do it at that kind of speed, yeah, carry on doing what you're doing, Sean. It looks great. Oh, there's Artie. Hello, Artie. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you haven't got stuck under your layout yet again. For those that don't know, Artie managed to get himself stuck out under his layout and had to have a bit of help getting him back out. But there you go. Let's try and move you a little closer to the action. Yeah. How about there? How's that look? Oh, well, there's the signal box. Let's see how it looks on film when it comes around. There goes the Duchess. Right, let's bring you over the other side so you can see a different aspect. Sorry about the vomit pan. There goes the Coronation. You take your time, John, and what I've been doing, yeah. No, didn't get stuck under it today. Got smart and placed the track on the new curve section before putting that section into place. Much easier. Yeah. It's just a matter of getting wise. Yeah, hold it down, Sean. Get it completed before you start to change it again. The guy on the pedestal is counting the laps. Says RGJ Trains. Hello to Rob and Grace. Nice to see you. Let's just do a little modification there. There we go. Painting the back of the house. Hello everyone, hope you're keeping well. Well, if you're painting the back of the house, then you must have the weather for it. Got to try and limit myself going to that section, even I still have pain now again. Yeah, I bet it wasn't funny at the time, Artie. Yeah, gorgeous blue skies. Well, sorry to pee on the parade, but it's pretty nasty here. Sporadic rain and cold. Yeah, I'll keep it. Yeah. It's Wales. We'll have rain soon. Yeah. It can get very squally in Wales. Yeah, there's nothing worse than that, Artie, when you're stuck in one position and your muscles have decided to knot. That's KNOT, knot. Oh, there's Chris. Afternoon, Andy. Everyone fighting with the layout at the moment, watching in the background. Best wishes for a speedy recovery to Joyce and all under the weather. Yes, well, we've certainly got the weather and we are definitely under it. Question, TT scale, do they run on HO00 track? No, it's track especially for TT scale, which is a halfway house between N scale and HO00. Yes, I couldn't have put it much better myself, Anthony. See what I'll do, I'll bring you back a little bit and we'll do a quick change up. To about there. Okay, everybody, I'll bring in City of Westminster. What did I just say? City of Nottingham. Sorry, Anthony. I'm using Pico HO00 track. Yeah, same here, Artie. Right. Coming in now is City of Nottingham. I'll just slow her down a bit. There we go. I'll just do a quick change. 1, 2, 3. And reverse. Right. Let's just put that point over there. And I'll bring this little beauty out. And we're away. Right, on the other track now is DP2. So I'll just move you a little closer. And you should see Well, there is to see. Here comes the DP2. Cold in the shade. Yeah, it certainly is. It's miserable, but at least she's sleeping. Oh, that's good. It's nothing like sleep to get you over the worst of it. Only problem then is waking up. Right, while we've still got time, I'll bring in the Coronation and we'll bring out something silver. Oops. What did I do? Uh-oh. I flicked the wrong point. What a Burke. There we go. Right. Let's just make sure that's running okay. I'll back up the train. Right. Here we go. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. Normal service will be resumed as soon as possible. Right on. Okay, let's bring this little beauty out. Okay. And here comes LNER number 10,000 for your delectation. Crew needed to go on strike first. Oh, yeah, right. Here she comes. Somebody's building a Graf Zeppelin. Oh, it's Lindsay's Fields. How's about that one then, guys and girls? Can't believe I said that. There's Tammy and Ray with a spam in the chat. Nice to see you both. I hope you're both well. There's lots of colds and flu around at the moment, and I hope you haven't got it. A little bit of stuff there. Just make sure that goes in the bin. Yeah, pretty. Yeah, I suppose they are. Everyone, please hit the like button. Thank you, Dino. Thank you very much indeed. Right, let's go to where we were before. Yeah, me and the barber jumper. Have a laugh. Right, here we go. That's about as low as I can get to the track. Right, you should see. It's difficult to know what's coming first. There we go. Oh, photo bombs. Sorry about that. It's the counting man again. Well, this here little thing here, that's for a single line working token, so they can pull the token off the engine driver as they go past. So I thought I'd put a little man in there. In suitable garb, of course, for line side. The DP2 is growling away as usual. There goes the 10,000, which is the W1 in streamlined form. I think its livery actually is a never was-a, because I don't think it ever had that livery. It was just a flight of fancy on Hornby's part. And when I found out they were producing it in that silver colour, I thought that would go great with the Silver Jubilee train. And it does match up quite well. And we've got Brian. Hello, Brian. Nice to see you, man. Class 37 TMD. Mr. Hotdog, how are you? I'm fine, thank you very much. There's the hand of God, I suppose. Welcome in. Nice to see you. Thanks very much for joining us. What we've got today is I'm running the 10,000, which is the W1 streamlined version, with some Hornby Silver Jubilee coaches, mainly because that's the nearest thing I got to match, and the DP2, pulling a restaurant train. Well, Brian, it just took a long time to put it all together. The rolling stock comes in fits and starts, as you full well know. And it takes so many years to get all the bits and pieces that you want to run. And I had to have that 10,000, even though it's got that funky flangeless wheels under the cab. It was just a model that it does lend itself to slender. And Hornby, for their part, did a good job on that. The motor works really well in it, touch wood. Yeah, I think Graham went live this morning, Brian. So it'll probably be on his site. And there's probably going to be a lot of video coming out from the various good and the great of the show at the NEC. So we'll just keep watching out for that, I suppose. Let's get a little more speed behind that. Yes, Tim. It was a very good show. Right. Oh, excellent. Some Dutch vloggers, the team was running around in the 01 1075 and made a video of it, including huge firebox. Yeah, that must be great. I mean, not good for the claustrophobic, but I'd love to get inside a firebox and have a look in there. But there's no doubt I'd fit in one. They could just shove me through the hole. And I would fit easily. Here comes the 10,000 Express. I'm way too fat to fit in the firebox. Artie, Artie, you're not fat. You're just big boned. That's all, my friend. In fact, thinking about it, perhaps it's not the place to be. All that filth in there. Who would want to climb into a firebox? Yeah, I think I would. It'd be worth putting the boiler suit on for. We've got Alan Reynolds from Buckland Junction. Hello, Alan. Welcome in. There goes the 10,000 with some Silver Jubilee stock. And the DP2, which is a Helljam model, going the other way, with some suitable Mark 1 maroon coaches. You want to walk in a firebox, go to the Electricity Museum in Lisbon. It isn't a locomotive, but you can walk through it. I'll bet you can. It's probably on a massive scale. I would just to say I have. Yeah, I understand. Hello, Eric. Nice to see you, Eric. Wanda Eisenbein. Good to see you here. What am I running? This is the Hornby 10,000, which is the W1 prototype, but in streamlined form. I don't think it ever had the silver or grey colour which you see. It's just that Hornby decided to do that. And there is the DP2, which looks very much like a Deltic with some suitable maroon coaches. Yeah, that's why we've got apprentices. Yeah, stuff them into the firebox. Yeah, you crawl around in there. If you see any water coming in, holler. Yeah, particularly around the crown. I think that's where most of the boiler explosions come in, the crown of the firebox. If that gets exposed, and things happen rather fast after that. Quite normal to have to go into the firebox, especially when you have to check the pipes of the kettle. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jill. Yeah, it's just strange that the silver coaches that you see are supposed to run, and it does actually say on the side LNER, which is London North East Railway. But the coaches they decided to use, Hornby that is, are LMS coaches. So you've got LMS coaches painted in LNER. That's what you call using the parts bin. Right. There is yonder station. I've still got the Q1 over there, which is way over there. I did populate it with some figures, as you can probably see. There is the Coronation, which I was running earlier, with its coaches. And also you've got, I believe that's Quicksilver over there, again in silver. And that's roughly what the station looks like. Here she comes. And the DP2. Red light. Whey! Right. Let's position you back onto the PC. Oh, here I am. I'm back again. Yes, 5 minutes to go, so I'll just ease the power down on our race horses. That's good. Yeah, for those that are at the NEC, very much look forward to seeing your videos of the event. Thanks, Graham. I will take a look, see what you've got in the way of streaming and videos. As I say, give the guys a pat on the back from me, because all the guys in the community do fabulous work. And it's just, I just count my blessings that I'm, albeit a small part in there, a minor cog in the wheel, as they say. Thanks, Dino. Always a pleasure to have you in, my friend. Jean Ricard, a Dane of great status. Thank you very much for coming in. It's always a pleasure to see you. And Artie, don't get stuck under that layout, man. I hope Joyce has ever increasing health, Anthony, and wish her the best for me. Enjoy the rest of the day at the NEC, Graham. Thanks for bringing us up to speed. Thanks, Colin. Your layout's coming on in leaps and bounds, and it's marvellous to see it. A big shout out to Tony Northeastern for his brilliant work on Time Doc, which was fabulous. Underpants. Yeah, right. Okay. Enough of that. It's just what happened is every time I see the word underpass, I think of underpants because of the John Fox song, and it's just so weird. There was a guy called, what was his name? He was a school friend of mine, and because it came out in something like 1980, 1979, and he convinced me that what he was actually singing was underpants, and I couldn't get past it. Every time I heard that song, I got stuck with underpants. But yeah, great. Sorry about that, Tony, but it's all in good fun. What are underpants? Underwear, Artie. Budgie smugglers, that kind of thing. John Fox, as in the former lead singer of Ultra Fox before Midjure. Yes, Anthony, yeah. He did a very weird song called Underpass. Yeah. But there you have it. Everyone have a great weekend, what's left of it. Yeah, wire fronts. Yeah, it conjures up all kinds of pictures. But the funny thing is that when John Fox did that song and he did a video with it, you can clearly see underpasses. But I still couldn't get past the underpants gag. What was his name? I can't remember the guy that told me. He was a school friend of mine, Robert. It'll come back to me eventually. Anyway, thanks everybody for coming in. And Dave Swindon Junction's doing a gala. So I'll see you over there, those that are going across to Dave's channel. And I'm going to check out now, and everybody have a good week. And thanks for coming in. Always a pleasure. And I'll catch up with you soon. Adios, guys.